nothing else really comes close to what's under your clothes, specifically your top. So you should probably show me your mystery spots, which literally stops me in my tracks, which is weird since I'm not into transing the fact that so many chaps like smashing with bros hides the fact they're attracted to
clapping buttholes.
Tiggos, I love Tiggos, begging me to come and get those magical mountains, perfect for my fountain. Man, I love your Tiggos. Those Tiggos are a gift, so present your presents, nothing Lizzo. How can anyone doubt them? Tiggos are astounding. I just love those Tiggos. I love when they dance in opposite circles while women lie on their backs. And people who would call me a jerk, you'll have to agree if you're stacked. Their undeniable impacts, fantastically distracting. It's not hard to react, they're practically asking for a drastic unmasking. Witness, let my business resume. I'll unwrap you like Christmas.
Good news is Mary is okay. She had a bit of a setback. She's good.
Get those
magical mountains, perfect for my fountain.
Man, I love your Tiggos. Those Tiggos are a gift, so present your presents, nothing Lizzo. How can anyone doubt them? Tiggos are astounding. I just love those Tiggos. Bounce, baby, bounce. So running slow motion. I found that my crown, when caressed by your slow scent, all my lotion, an open invitation to cause an explosion that coats your whole face and knowingly makes men complacent and sleepy. When you blow me away and shake when I'm discreetly, basically eating your meaty lunchbox. You're insatiably greedy, need me non-stop. Tiggos, I love Tiggos, begging me to come and get those magical mountains.
AI videos that are getting worked up.
Those Tiggos,
what are you talking about?
So present your presents, nothing Lizzo.
I love how you're just dumb. You're just dumb. What's up there, Karen? About butts.
Come on now, have you not seen how amazing women look naked from the front?
What's up, cheeseburger?
You're turning around to show your butt in pictures.
Is AI pulling your strings? Of course! Of course! That's why you watch me every fucking day.
Those boob guys.
Because I'm wrong.
TBG.
What are you talking about? How can you even begin to know what's in my sky? Oh look,
Stop
the
this
gang's
song
here already. Right, isn't that crazy?
It's more important than what shows.
They're rotten to the core and they know more than what you know about yourself and where you go. If and how you vote. All the remote things that control your life. They know every secret slice of each pie you stick your knife in, and how your sins, the stuff you've hidden from your wife. They have the pictures you do twice before showing your best friend the sickness and the lies, denying who you might offend. They know who you pretend to be in front of everyone. They know the things you hide defend up eyes who see the sunset has more than just begun on their one-dimensional cult. Their beliefs are really dumb, and it's no wonder they default to blaming the results on who's affected by the ruse, claiming that the fault is on the culprits who is your view you enjoy. Team Jorge pushes more hate than your fake and goofy guy. The force they use to score faith at its core is just a facade. Team Jorge pushes more hate than your fake and goofy guy.
course they use sport faith at its core is Israeli bots.
Watched the video about an hour ago. Bravo. Which one? The titty video? I've asked all those chicks in those videos if they would do a song with me, where I could highlight how great. There's a different song. So the chick that's in the first video, or the first chick that's in the video, I actually wrote a different song with her in mind for the video. You know, I'm nothing, so why would? But I always ask him, you know, when are you going to help me make a song exposing Israel? I didn't even say anything bad in this one, in Tigos. Tigos has no mentions of Jews whatsoever. Charles was mad. Make songs that don't have Jews in them, okay?
You're just there to clean their shoes. T4A's there to push distraction. They're seen and they're proved. Their dream is only fair to who is seen as a clearly chosen few. Our despair is their only passion.
You know, every day it seems like I'm more and more confident that like normally, like even you know, just growing up in this situation, there's always been like that background sense of like, well, if I'm wrong, or you know, do we know? Like there was always sort of a questioning aspect of it. I'm 100% positive. What they believe and shove it. Their sleeves hide and track marks. The disgusting disease is racist and the facts aren't staples, yet they act smart, charting everyone's course. They raise hell and attack art, starting the much needed divorce. Parting the Goyim shores while they start our exodus. Their startling phony lore keeps forging prejudice, imploring that the best of us. I talked to my buddy yesterday. My buddy's a computer guy, and it's interesting how difficult it is to get people to look at something. Like, and I was like, dude, you got to check this video out. And he's like, you know how many people send me videos, their stuff they want you to watch? And I'm like, that's not about me. That video with Grok has nothing to do with, I mean, obviously, but the important part is not me, it's Grok. And he was like, oh, well, yeah, that's easy to do. I was all right, do it. And he didn't watch the whole video, he just watched the beginning of it. And then he ended up watching the whole thing, and it was like, oh, well, wait, this is a lot weirder than I thought. You must be in a bad signal location, been pixelated and voice cutting in and out. Sounds okay at the moment, so.
Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness, Part 2. I don't remember hearing anybody ever complain when I did redneck accents.
Oh, cry me a river, all the way to the sea. Tell me how you're not a winner and how this conspiracy should be a kid.
What's lazy? I'm interested in what how am I lazy?
And how your shanties all
for someone that's pretty compromised, considering I go live daily, I do a lot of research, I write and do the songs, I obviously take care of my kids. What part's the lazy part? I'd love to know. Seems like you're probably just crying because you can't come up with anything else. But hey, I don't mind. Side emoji's back. Nice. The snow to melt. It will. It'll be melted by next week. I mean, depending on where you are. We're almost at that point where there won't be any more snow.
the world, but I'm unfazed while you don't even have a clue.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, this penis part has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, gutter is a tool. Hey, hey, ho, ho, their penis part has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, let's break the rules. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this penis part has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, their pogrom crew. Pogroms. Hey, hey, ho, ho, we're not gonna protest. We're not gonna protest. Ho, ho, we're not going to protest. It's nice. We're not going to protest.
You ever ask just what it takes to make a whole people genocidal? What kind of silly sickness must be baked into
I'm building a driftwood tree.
It's only viral through mock trials and tribulations.
No idea what you're talking about.
Suicidal cops, our vital coronation, birth out of denial of faith and how amazing humanity is. Who can smile?
It's weird. It's funny, the videos that I made about the fire hydrant leaking, it must have worked, because after I made the second video, I drove back by a couple hours later and it was good to go.
You're in a prison of the mind, so
Like that was the right one.
Suffer through our highest guile-free narrative, creating all your rivals.
Wasn't it funny though? I jumped on at night where I'm usually on, and they're here, there, however, the next day, and in attendance as usual, and they were gone again. Jewel, got to go away, hey. Going to the deli. Yeah. Gross. Like, seriously, who fucking thinks about, like, you think along these lines? Going to the delicatessen to get foreskin stuffed with caviar. Like, who the fuck thinks along those lines? You don't think about that shit unless you are that shit. Your joke. I make a joke. People don't make fucking pedophile jokes unless they're pedophiles. Really simple.
There's nothing you've experienced in your
It's
life that is
really fucking weird.
Where my back had every knife, which is nothing if not.
But it's so telling. You know, I mean, wow, look at that vagina tree. That's awesome. The drizzle. The fume, boy. I screwed that one up. I put the mist and it should have been the fume. Oh, are you gonna cry now? Yep. I'm gonna cry now because of what? Das Boot. Das Boot. Makes me sick to think how sick they are, right? And you know, I mean, they do this where they come out here and they say this, but they hide who they are. You know, they hide their identity so they can be these pedos without having any sort of worry of repercussions. But I mean, I encourage them to. You know, when it's not if, when things work out. These guys are all giving evidence. They're all leaving a paper trail, breadcrumbs for us to follow. And you know, when the laws are changed and the orange cancer is removed, then you know it'll be easy to track these pieces of shit down because they've left such breadcrumbs, such paper trail. $800,000 acres of food crops that are burning in Nebraska. I think it's fucking crazy.
Reading down, and I'll beat you down.
Spread out the items to make it stores look like more full than there actually is. No, I mean, I'm terrified. I've been terrified about this for a long time. The Jews love their 100-year cycle. They love their cycles. And the 100-year cycle is one of their favorites. And, you know, the 100-year cycle that has to do with 2029 is fucking terrifying. It's terrifying. At least they didn't bring back the sleeping sickness. I don't know how they would have done that. I think with today's modern medicine and communications, they wouldn't have been able to pull it off like they did before. But yeah, I mean, you know, Nebraska's fucking burning. And it's not like we can't put it out. See, this is one of those things where I'm always like, you know, activists out there. Obviously, scaring people isn't going to work. So let's bribe people, you know? Bribe them, like, you know, we don't have to be fucking assed out like this, right? We don't have to be, you know, the food shortages and all that shit. We don't have to have that. Fires definitely don't have to happen. Large destructive fires, those don't have to happen. Those are part of the you know, like we could absolutely prevent, destroy, eliminate all the fucking forest fires, the large scale fires. We could eliminate hurricanes that destroy things. We could save people's stuff. And everybody cares about their stuff more than they care about humanity and shit. So, like, you don't have to lose your stuff. Why isn't anybody approaching the situation from that perspective? You don't have to lose your stuff. Kick him in the dick. Kick him in the dick. Kick him in the dick. Kick him in the dick.
Third and most importantly, 3J, you piggy bricks. We're sick of your extortion. We want to keep paying for your tricks. But is it jealousy that sticks in your soul? Or is it just a tiny wig that makes your seams explode with stupid? These predators are ruthless, and it's music to my ears. See, we found like music that very disappears.
God damn it. Excuse me, everybody! You should yell that in a mall and see how many people flip out. If I yell out, excuse me, everybody, are you gonna flip out? Are you gonna think I'm coming after you? Hey, there's DJ's house. They're the only ones that live on this block, and they live in a nice house. That's funny. Join the jihad, and I said no, no, no. I mean, I don't understand why anybody, like, how is Trump?
Where are the Epstein tapes? Oh yeah, he's gone completely wild. But where are the Epstein tapes? Israel's so disgustingly vile. But where are the Epstein tapes? They have you chasing your tail.
Meanwhile,
where are the friggin' Epstein tapes?
I have not seen so many cops
Where are the Epstein tapes?
in such a long time. The cops are just everywhere.
Churches molested another child. But where are the Epstein tapes? They have the Goy in a state of denial. But where are the friggin'
I just saw a guy
Epstein
jumping rope.
tapes?
Wonder what he was jumping rope for.
Everything's a conspiracy. At least
High definition.
so.
Mentioning the fear can seem to sheep like repetition.
But keeping Goy opinions in a constant state of confusion is how the weakest of us live in a place where they abuse and display so much amusement from telling us their truth. Then they say we need improvement when we rebel against their proof. But when we delve into the roots, we see the dye they use to mold, the hell they use to spoof us into soldiers to be told, the orders we behold as truth to be self-evident.
Imagine living next to that fucking house.
The more useless that the president and
You know how many rats have to be? Like, that's like a rat hotel.
Goyim eyes. Their ruse is so irrelevant, their crooked, stupid lies.
I'm honestly shocked. The knows about the forest management.
These crooks who send their prize hide their true intrusion, hooked into our lives.
Yeah, Trump doesn't know anything. Trump says what he's told to say.
Denying they still use it to
right?
supply the shitty music so the goy can sing along.
Like Trump,
the grand rising so elusive, it's annoying.
Trump is not intelligent. Do you see what happens when he goes off fucking filter or off script? Like they're asking him today about the Strait of Hormuz. Well, okay, so who's gonna control it? I don't know. Maybe me. Maybe I'll do it with the Ayatollah. I don't know. He's fucking stupid. It's really awful. Like, it's really awful and it's weird. You know, there's nobody in a position of power that's like just saying the truth. Like, fuck this guy. I hope he dies much sooner than later. You know, he's a pedophile. He's a pedophile protector. I mean, he's horrible for this country. He's, you know, he's horrible for the world. The world is worse because of this piece of shit.
Like we're crazy for our share. It's amazing how we spare the scared who always strike. But when our
let's see. I bet I'm getting all kinds of intelligent responses. Next to the Holly Sheriff, sir. What about the gay scam? This guy thinks Trump knew about forest management. People are so dumb and believe anything. Yep. Wait, it's the Omni King. Fucking hey, Omni King, just fix it.
Trump is back on TV trial, but where are the Epstein tapes? Oh yeah, Diddy's gone completely.
Omni King is a fucking asshole. It's weird how he's presented. I guess they make him a kid, so it's not as... Omni King is a douchebag.
Epstein tapes. ISIS hit Russia in typical style.
Okay.
The boat hit the bridge and fell into a pile. But where are the Epstein tapes? Molested another child. But where are the Epstein tapes? They have the goy in a state of denial. But where are the friggin' Epstein tapes?
$3.60 for fucking regular gasoline. That was at that spot. Better drive your ass on the road. I mean, go to that spot. This $3.75 for regular gas. It's crazy because, like, that gas prices were literally all the average Trump supporter had, right? They you know, they would cry and say, well, what about when he lowered the gas prices for that, like, 2 months? That he didn't do anything. He didn't lower shit. He doesn't control the gas prices. How do you have your turn signal on, but you're not turning?
That's nothing, if not true. Especially people my age or near me with friends or family made to lose their lives that were removed or just screwed, both up and down. While the excuses that are used prove the same clues that I
fuck you doing, man? Let's go.
On the brown people
oh, you're looking at your phone. Oh. Well, you know, your phone is important.
Kids, but today it's called Epstein. As organic as scripted as a scene from a liquid TV dream. We need an
house almost burned down on live yesterday.
Genetics and the
MDGS. Who the fuck is that?
Children for their entertainment. And Franklin was a masterwork, like how the lead investigators plane went down like
who is it?
After it fell.
The driver's driving.
Something turned it into pavement, and it's obvious.
No IQ or rage bait. Yep.
8 years old, and since his
he said words that I did not like. They sent me into a rage.
War syndrome.
I love it. I love when stupid people can't fucking come up with anything. But they have to say something because they're probably chosen. You know. You usually see that with the arrogant chosen. And you know, they love to out themselves. But yep. Nothing but low IQ and rage bait here. Whoever came up with that shit? Who came up with rage bait? Like, you say rage baiting like you're the victim, you know? He rage baited me. It's not my fault. He said words I don't like, so that rage baited me. I was rage baited.
The national anthem at their thing, they love to tell him, step and fetch it. He kissed the wall in every ring. The Franklin Federal Community Credit Union was where he was.
And you would look at the school and you wouldn't think it's that bad. It's that fucking bad.
He got his words out credit was being a villain.
Oh wow, this was the wrong way to go.
Breaking children's dreams as the sound of those screams went all the way up to the president. Everyone it seemed got.
Oh.
Something so irrelevant.
Bro's gonna cause the jet famine.
Their skeletons were all stunned, and like melanin in the sun, these monsters take
so many
lives that their integrity was done with Gary's crash on the 10th of July. And
you bad rage baiter.
So when Gary
yes, I am.
So did the story.
I rage baited you. I made you stay here and then get mad at the things that I have to say. Grrr. Where can you find the music? www.the-bilderberg-group.com. It is free. All you have to do is click download. You can free to listen to it anytime, but you just click download. It'll ask you how much you want to pay. You can click 0 and it's free. If you want to be cool and throw some extra change in there, please feel free. But you don't have to. And all we ask is that you share it with somebody. The goal is to provide you with a new song every week for this entire year. We almost missed it this last week, but we pulled through.
We tend to call out the infection with a penchant for detection. We saw they broke the law, then we mentioned how their henchmen gave the impression their intention was to lessen the chances they're caught. Their aggressions and discretion was the lesson being taught. And although each session's bought and paid for with our taxes, their expressions had us so distraught they made everybody ask if they can cause plane crashes, then pass it off as accidents. Are the transcripts just a synapses making masses become passionate that the brass is all compassionless and always telling us lies? We've mastered being the last to give a fuck about the prize that we get for closing eyes. And by August 3rd, weeks later, the Gulf War was then supplied and the Desert Storm was tailored to cover up the papers while the story disappeared. The Epstein Pizzagate Franklin Savior lives inside.
Like, they've done all this before. They literally got exposed, and when they couldn't shut everything off, they killed one of the main people and then went to war to hide it. Except it worked because we didn't have the internet back then. So we couldn't keep the story alive. That's how it used to work. They could just manipulate all they wanted to and make people just look in whatever direction they wanted us to look in. So when they made the Franklin story disappear and told us, hey, don't look at this Franklin shit anymore. We're at Gulf War now. It's the Gulf War and the bad Arabs. Oh, you know how those Arabs are. They're just so awful and mean and terrible. You know, they were able to do that. It's a script. They're just reading from the same old script. And the thing is, instead of sort of just going, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist and prove me wrong. Prove anything I talk about to be wrong. Once you prove me wrong, then you have every leg to stand on. I'm a fucking idiot, and we'll listen to you from now on. You go live, and we'll watch your shit. Right? That'd make so much more sense, because I'm wrong, and you're right. What you guys know about this? Yeah. I'm making magic fuel here. All the fruit goes into jars. All the fruit scraps go into jars. And then they put in water. And then throughout the year, we use that water on the garden, on the tomatoes, and all the other stuff. And it just brings the flavor to a gazillion. And it's got all the nutrients. There's so many nutrients in fruit peels. And we all just throw that shit away. And I don't have the ability to compost. I have dogs, and the dogs will eat the compost. So I have to do something different. Who's that behind you? Jesus! Jesus is behind me. Got me bent over, yeah. What? What? No, Jesus isn't gay. I'd be the gay one.
Oh, yeah, because
Right.
he's,
Right, because I'd be the one taking it. Right. Jesus. And it's Jesus. Jesus can't be gay. 100%. Hanging out with 12 dudes all the time. Who is Jesus' woman again? Did you remember Jesus' woman in the narrative? Didn't he have a girlfriend? What was her name?
Yeah,
Imaginaria? Not Realenia? What are you guys doing?
I don't know.
They have a common enemy.
That's what I said to him. It's like, oh, you guys are both so pissed at the puppy, you decided to call her truth.
All right.
Exactly what I said to him. They came up with that.
Jesus is all giving. Mary Magdalene. No, that was his mama.
No, Mary Magdalene was his whore.
Mary Magdalene was... So it's a different Mary?
I think so.
Let's find out, shall we?
You get really mad at me for calling her his whore.
She is a whore.
She was a whore. That was the whole story. He didn't mind that she was a whore, though.
There is no reliable historical or biblical evidence that Jesus was married.
No, he wasn't married.
While popular fiction and some Gnostic texts suggest a relationship with Mary Magdalene, mainstream scholars in theological traditions maintain that Jesus was unmarried. The idea of a marriage, often involving Mary Magdalene, is considered modern speculation or legend. Mary Magdalene myth. The notion that Mary Magdalene was Jesus' bottom bitch was largely derived from later Gnostic writings, such as the Gospel of Philip, which calls her his companion. This has been popularized by fictional works like the Da Vinci Code. I mean, I love how they make it sound like, the Bible's like the real part, and then there's these fictional adaptations and shit. Well, no. See, this was written later. All of it was written later. None of the Bible was written during the Bible. So Mary was the whore, the 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 12 when she got pregnant, around 13 when she gave birth. 14 at the very most. Come on, very most. And then, because of his Oedipus complex, he was with Mary Magdalena afterward.
Yeah.
The canonical Gospels never mentioned a wife or bride of Jesus, focusing instead on his ministry, disciples, and family. Experts argue that if Jesus had been married, it is highly likely that a record of his wife would exist, or as other family members are mentioned, say commenters on the Bart Ehrman blog. Whoa, fucking hey, the Bart Ehrman blog. The Gospel of Jesus' Wife fragment, a 2012 discovery of a papyrus fragment containing the phrase, Jesus said to them, my wife, was largely exposed as a modern forgery, say researchers on this YouTube video. Which video? Theological perspective. Tradition holds that Jesus was celibate, dedicating his life entirely to his ministry, and his bride, which is interpreted as the church, as discussed by experts at EWTN, Global Catholic Television Network. Well, you definitely know you can trust the televangelist. Mary Magdalene was a woman who, according to 4 canonical Gospels, traveled with Jesus as one of his followers and was a witness to his crucifixion and resurrection. Nobody witnessed his resurrection. Why does everybody say shit like that? Nobody witnessed his resurrection. He was put into the cave, they came back, and he was gone.
She witnessed that. There was a witness. She saw that. She saw him come back.
In Gnostic writings, Mary Magdalene is depicted as Jesus' closest disciple who uniquely understood his teachings, causing tension with Peter, and is honored as the apostle to the apostles. I've never heard any of this before.
You never heard that?
I've heard of Mary Magdalene, but I never heard about her importance.
The Last Supper picture.
Yeah. I mean, you know, again, all that shit to me, when you have no interest in it, when you hate it, like you guys don't understand, it wasn't like I just wasn't religious my whole life. I fucking hated it. I hated it. And it was like, again, like my family and shit would act like, you know, well, why don't you just give it a try? It's like, okay, well, why don't you just try fucking sticking cucumbers up your butt? See how you like that? You know? I hate that shit. It's pedophilic. It's slavery. It's mind control. And the older I've gotten in this, it's like, oh, and by the way, it's how the Jews control the world. For the most part. It's like their main control scheme. And it's, you know, as I've gone on my journey, the more research, the more I look into everything religious, the further away from it I get. 100% of the time. 100% of the time I read anything biblical, I learn anything new. It's like, oh, well, let's add that to one more reason why I'm not religious. What it means is she was in the boozer with the boys, his homies, when he pushed the door open saying, guess who's back? Hey, Slum Shady must be the new Messiah. Slum Shady. He's Slum Shady. The fact that he hates something that is fake proves it's true. Yes. You would be right if I said I hated God, right? If I said I hated God, then I would be acknowledging it's real. I hate religion because religion is fucking real. You know? I hate the Bible and all of the stuff associated with it because that shit is real. But you see how desperate these clowns are, right? Like, this guy actually was like, oh shit, I think I got him on something. They pay such attention to what I'm saying that even if they think they can flip something, they'll try. But this guy's never said anything about, you're right, we need to kill pedophiles. You're right, we need to overthrow these Jews in control. We need to do everything we can to protect the children. This guy never says anything like that. But let him think he caught me.
Oh, that means it's true. So stupid they are. This is what desperation does. My kid did this to me yesterday. And I called him out on it. And he was like, you could just see like his piss and vinegar just left. Because he knew he was wrong. Right? When we were arguing and you started saying stuff that I didn't say to make your point. Right? He's smiling now because he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. But there was point where I go, see right there. Now because you're adding stuff to make your point, I know you're wrong and I know you're wrong. And he, of course now he has to just save face, so he's going to keep arguing, but right there we knew it was wrong. When you have these fucking morons who they're so desperate to get something, right? Something. This is what they do. Let's see. Agnostic writings are fake. Yes, it's all fake. Back before his escrope and the X-ray, resurrection was more common. They do that to you in prison, guy. Yes, of course they did. Because I was in prison a whole bunch of times for a super long time. Yeah. My prison past. You know how me, because if I was in prison, me, I wouldn't talk about it. I'd be like, hey, don't say that stuff. Like I said, I love how stupid they are because they do little things where they go, you don't matter, what you say doesn't matter. But then they go to such great lengths, like I do matter. They do the stuff that proves what I'm doing is necessary. Oh, let's see. Bruh! This guy literally types out, bruh. Jesus said the Jews aren't his people anymore. They Jews put the rabbis over the prophets. Bro studies one-sided sources, by the way. Yep. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. No, I like Slum Shady better. I thought that worked out well. Especially when you're talking about Jesus. Slum Dog. I don't know what happened in the said religion. Yep, I don't know what happened. How can I become an upstanding and productive member of society like you guys? Well, you can't, so you should just kill yourself. I suggest all of you pedos kill yourself. Make the world a better place. Do one thing that's good in this world. Like, do one thing that isn't selfish. Or you could even look at it selfishly if you need to, since that's usually your motivation. But you could make yourself look like the good guy for a change, right? And if you pedos start killing yourselves, like that would make everything better for everyone. That would make the world a better place. So that's how you could do it. Religion is man-made. All these books are handwritten by man. Man has ego. I don't even know if it's man-made at this point. It was one thing when we didn't know any better, right? We'd say, man did it. Man made this. But now that we know that ChatGPT exists, and we have to understand that if we have it, that means they had it for at least 50 years prior to letting us have it. And really, for all we know, an early version of ChatGPT could be much older than that. But that's how they come up with so much of it, is they feed it. They're lazy, and they really did underestimate us and our responses and our resiliency and our creativity and all the things that make us great, in that they never really thought we would get this far. Or at least they didn't care, because they knew the people at the time, would be dead by the time we did put all the things together. But basically, you know, they programmed the system. You know, you put the ingredients in. So you put in a handful of names, a handful of, you know, key guide words, and then say, all right, build me the narrative. And that system builds you the narrative. And that's why you have so many crossings, so many, you know, similar names. John is used so often and shit like that. Because they were too lazy when programming the system. Ah, delicioso. We are literally the universe expanding itself, are we? So many things to distract you with. And it's all given to you by the same group, the same authority. The chosen. They're chosen for a reason. Catholic Church is the true church left by Jesus, by the way. Okay, we're... Yeah, sure. I mean, this guy's a fucking moron. And of course he's going to run away. Right? I've said the entire time, all of you Christians out there, you're just Catholics who don't like it. You're just Catholics who know better. But the reality is, the majority of you have no idea why you're what you are. Right? They you know, it's all just bullshit. It's all bullshit. All of you Catholics, all you Christians out there, you were like, you know, ugh, this church is awful. But I'm still kind of brainwashed by what they had to say. So, I guess. Oh, wait, what's that guy saying? Oh, that guy's saying the same thing, but he's not saying all. Okay, I like it. You know, you ask any fucking person, anyone, why are you a Christian? Why are you a Lutheran? Why are you a Protestant? Were you able to debunk everything else? And you were like, you got to this one, and you were like, I tried. And I just couldn't. Everything about it made sense. I already know that answer is no. But this is how you guys operate. My first wife. Oh, my first wife. I killed her. I killed her. Yeah, I used to love her. But I had to kill her. She's buried right in my backyard. Yeah. That's what happened. You see what I mean? These pedos can fucking, they just come up with anything they can to avoid the fucking, the subject. Like, you just talk about what we're talking about. It's not like I'm talking about some boring issue or some, you know, so I had this for dinner last night and you know, I'm talking about the foundations of society. I've been watching you be a druggy loser and rant BS for years. I know your past. Yeah.
So
my first wife.
Druggy loser for years.
Well, and my first wife, and what was the other one?
Oh, I'm mad.
My prison setting. You clearly know me.
That bitch should have come introduced herself and warned me.
What, bud? I did rob that bank, yeah. Oh my gosh. Is anybody surprised that they just admitted to being a piece of shit Jew?
What a surprise. The person who's lying is a piece of shit Jew. Are you surprised? I know I'm surprised. Because Jews don't lie, ever. Yeah, I can't. Oh, I thought this dumbass who said they were leaving is still here. Why can't you be, like, truthful about anything? When somebody says they're leaving and they stick around, they show you that they'll lie about anything. Anything, just to get attention. Adam and Eve's story is the beginning of self-awareness. They didn't know they were naked. I mean, shall we? Shall we do the Exodus or the Genesis story? Because they didn't know they were naked until they had the fruit. But you have to imagine, like, so the truth is, according to the narrative, that God made the Garden of Eden. I guess because God was a horticulturist. I don't really know, but God had an affinity for a garden, and Mexicans didn't exist yet, but he needed a gardener. So he created man to be his gardener. Like, it's so goddamn stupid. And then they were like buddies. And this is back before God had all its superpowers, right? God didn't have the sight beyond sight. And the knowledge of, before all time. He wasn't omni yet, I guess. I don't know. The story's pretty goofy. But God makes Adam, and then they sit around, and God's just making little balloon animals out of clay and shit. And Adam's like, that one is an elephant. And they just have fun while God makes all of the animals, and then Adam names them all. I would assume they did that with bugs too. I mean, how else would the bugs get there? But you have to imagine, they've created all the bugs and all that shit. Well, Adam's walking around naked. When he shits, he just sort of walks, and then he just squats down and he shits, and then he just keeps going. He doesn't wipe. Nothing like that. So you would imagine there would have to be bugs just all in his crotch, in his butt crack, everywhere. I mean, that's just what happens when you don't have protection over those smelly, wet, hot areas of the body, access points. And so after they made all the animals and bugs and all that, Adam was like, hey, God, I got this thing. It keeps sticking out. What is that? What's that? I mean, I know I call it pee. I pee out of it. But I noticed all these other animals. They, we made two. And then the one that has the thing like me sticks it in the other one that has the thing that looks like it's basically like a net. Like it's there to catch that thing. How come everybody else gets to stick their thing in something and I don't? And Adam and God was like, fuck, he doesn't remember. Damn it. This is our time. This is so great. Just you and I. We're just hanging out. You're naked. You're doing my gardening. Why do you want to screw this up? And Adam was like, seriously though. I really want to do something. I don't even know why. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. I just know that I want to stick this in some. Maybe I should go stick this in one of those animals. No. I'll give you back. So you don't remember, but I gave you your version once. Her name was Lilith. But she didn't listen. Stupid Lilith. She didn't do as she was told. The man is the boss, and she better listen. So I kicked Lilith out. But maybe it's because I made her from the ground. So she was independent. I know. I'm going to make the new broad go to sleep, Adam. Adam falls asleep. God supposedly takes one of his ribs. Like, how many of you actually believe that men have one less rib than women do? I would be willing to bet a lot of you do, right? A lot of you are that stupid. But Adam wakes up and now there's Eve. And he's like, damn, I am going to fuck that. I don't even know. I'm going to. And God's like, well, I'm going to give you guys some privacy. I know you have things to do. Besides, I got to go to work. So remember what I said. You know, keep the garden nice. Don't eat the fruit. Don't eat those apples off that beautiful apple tree right in the middle. It's growing wonderfully. The apples are just shiny and beautiful and red and just calling to you to come eat them. Don't you fucking eat those. Hey, God, do the animals eat those? Because it looks like the horses are eating the apples right now. And I'm sure, again, there's lots of bugs eating those knowledge apples. It only works on people. Okay. So God goes to work. Obviously, they get to fucking, and it's probably like 10 seconds, you know. Adam's just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Pops. Can you just I want to do it again. I just need a couple minutes. Gosh, let me just. Yeah. And Adam falls asleep. And now, this serpent, the talking snake, shows up. And he's like, psst, hey you, hey girl, come here. And he's like, me? You don't talk to me? The snake's like, yeah, come here, girl. And Eve comes walking over, scratching her cooch, because, you know, she has bugs all in her cream pie cooch at this point. She's scratching her butt, scratching her cooch, scratching her butt. So itchy, I call this itchy. I call this scratch. I scratch the itch. I call that. Snake's like, what are you doing, bitch? She's like, I'm itchy, and Adam's sleeping right now, so you be quiet. Why are you talking, Snake? And the Snake's like, don't worry about it. You want to stop itching your balls? Or you want to stop itching your cooch? And he's like, yeah, definitely. Me no like this. And the Snake's like, all right, go take a bite of that apple over there. And Eve goes, no. God say not do that, so me not do that. And the Snake's like, yeah, but why did God tell you not to do that? Huh. Me not know why God say that. Maybe it make me sick. No, that's not true. It'll get rid of that itchy for you, I can tell you that. It'll make the itchy stop. Really? You promise? It make itchy stop? Snake's like, yeah, for sure. Go take a bite. So Eve walks over. She's just scratching and scratching. She takes a bite of the apple. She has one of those Google Earth moments where she flies up and comes back down. And as soon as she comes back to reality, as soon as she comes online, she goes, oh, I'm fucking naked. Oh, yeah, okay. So the bugs are because I'm naked and I got feces and shit. Oh, okay. It's a good thing this new download happened to come with instructions for how to make clothes out of fucking palm branches and shit. So she makes herself like a bikini or something? I don't know. But she goes to wake Adam up, and Adam's scratching in his sleep. Belch. And Adam's like, and Eve's like, Adam, you have to wake up. Adam, wake up. Adam, come on, wake up. And Adam's like, huh? Hey, what you have on your body? And Eve's like, these are clothes, I made them. I know why you're all itchy. You gotta go take a bite of that of one of those apples. And Adam's like, hey, why you talk funny? You sound different to me. You sound like he does. How come you sound like that? And Eve's like, just because I took a bite of the apple, you gotta go take a bite. No, God said not to do that. No. Eve's like, do you want me to suck your dick again? Adam's like, where, what? Which one? You want me to take a bite of this apple? Okay. And as soon as he takes the bite, same thing happens. He goes, oh, fuck, I'm naked. Okay. The bugs, right. Can you, I didn't get the download because I'm a man. I don't know how to make fucking clothes. But you're the woman. Can you make me some shorts? So Eve puts together some shorts. And as soon as that happens, God comes home from work that day. And God comes walking in and he's like, Adam, wherefore art thou, Adam? Because God doesn't have his omnivision on yet. He hasn't quite created the ultra omnipresent network that he has in today's world. Ah, my ear itches. Ah, it's such a weird feeling. But Adam and Eve are literally hiding behind a tree while God is walking around looking for them and can't find them. Right? And he's getting mad. Adam, wherefore art thou, Adam? And Adam and Eve are like, we gotta go out there. We gotta go. Right? He can't see them. Right? No, he can't see them. God can't find. He can't find them.
They're hiding behind a tree.
They're hiding behind a tree. They're like cats. You can't see me. Seriously, they're not even like far away. They're just like standing behind a tree, just a short distance away from him. And he's like, fine, we got to go out there. He's gonna just keep bitching. So, all right. And as soon as they walk out, God sees them and goes, oh no! Why aren't you naked? That's it. That's what God cares about. You must have taken a bite off of that fucking tree. I don't know why I put it there to begin with, but I told you not to. Yeah, but dude, I had bugs all in my shit. I was like raw. This prevents the. Why'd you make the fucking bugs that are attracted to buttholes, dude? Doesn't matter what I fucking did. I told you guys not to do it. Whose idea was this? Obviously, it was her idea, sir. It was her idea because Adam's a bitch. Throws her under the bus. And God's like, okay, little miss bitch. Little miss thang, this bitch. Bitch. From here on out, you bitches are going to either die from... You're going to be in so much pain when you give birth that a lot of you are going to die from it. So, that's what you get for wearing clothes, bitch. My perfect little Adam. I didn't want him to even be with you anyway, but I wasn't enough for him. He didn't like just hanging out with me and tending my garden. No. So I had to make you. I already tried. I made Lilith. Well, she was a bitch too. Didn't want to listen. But I made you, and you were supposed to be there for him when he needed you. But he is mine, and you took that from me. Just get out. Just get out. And so God kicks them out. And they have their two kids, Cain and Abel. And Cain and Abel take wives from the people of Nod. Who that is, we don't talk about that. But that is the creation story that you believe as a dumb Christian. It's so fucking insane. It's just so fucking insane. Hey, whatever happened to that dude? Didn't he die? The dude from What in the World Are They Spraying? What happened to that fucking guy? I know he went crazy and was like living on the streets and shit. And it didn't seem like him. It seemed like they cloned him and that clone just didn't work right. But they were like, it works because it makes him look crazy. Let's see. Is anybody going to say anything that matters? You're stupid. If they didn't know they were naked and they'd never seen clothes, then how did the concept of being naked or clothed ever come into it? I just explained it. Go ahead, explain it in a better way than I did. Oh, look at this shit. Look at how they're just crying and crying, doing everything they can to avoid what's being said. Yeah, when people go, psst, come here. Yeah, you, come here. That's definitely Ebonics. For sure. For sure. Was Robert De Niro even a former life? Kinda, sorta, yeah. Itchy coo. Itchy coochie. No, there was people on earth before Adam, created by God, aka multiple gods. But anyways, I'm gonna let y'all come to when it's time. Read it in Hebrew or Aramaic. You'll be surprised how different the scriptures are. I won't be, because it's all dumb bullshit and none of it's real. None of it's real. It's all stupid. It's for stupid people. Right? You have to be incredibly stupid to believe it. Like, incredibly. Which is weird, too, because you think, like, so many people, like my aunt and uncle, right? My uncle especially. My aunt, not so much, but my uncle, he was really, really fucking smart. And he was like a born-again Catholic. Even my brother-in-law, same thing. It's like these people are really, really smart, and yet they believe in this shit. Except for, if you ask them why, like you ask my brother-in-law why this knife is sharper or better than that knife, he will give you a dissertation on fucking knives and why this blade style is better and right, anything. You ask him about, why this nerd thing is better than this nerd thing. And you can ask him what you think is a simple question, and it's not. He'll give you a long-ass answer, right?
We named him Mr. Professor when he was just learning to talk.
But if you ask him about religion, gets mad, shuts down. The last time I talked to him about it, because I asked him, like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You were pretty proud atheist, from what I could tell. Why are you going that route with your kids? And he looked at his response was, it can't hurt. It's sort of a just in case thing.
Well, it's also been a source of contention between he and his wife.
Right. And that's another reason why you don't marry someone until you are with them for a long period of time.
Well, in his defense in that regard, when we first met her, she was not religious, and she used to talk to me about she can't believe how her parents can be so religious, and she doesn't get it, and blah, blah, blah.
I don't know when you guys had these conversations.
Or she was going to have an abortion. Yeah, we had these conversations. She was going to have an abortion. And she didn't. Like,
I wouldn't be
against Catholic.
throwing that kind of stuff out on the feed, but your choice, your brother. Do what you want to do.
Well, she didn't end up having it. She ended up having the baby. Well, losing the baby.
But
then she had
again, that's why you need to be with someone for a long period of time. People, especially females. Females show you a different person when they're trying to reel you in. They like the things you like. They do the things you do. And then as soon as you're in, they're like, oh yeah, by the way.
No, because she didn't feel that way till after they ended up having their daughter. And then the subject of baptism came up. And then all of a sudden, she, like, I don't know, maybe looking at this new life that you're responsible for, it struck something.
They weren't together for 3, 4, 5 years before they got married. That's the point.
No, but had they waited to have, it was the kid that changed it for her.
You would know that. You would know that beforehand. There had to be, either way, like these are things you should absolutely work out beforehand. But it's not like he resisted it. He went with it. He was okay with it.
Well, he argued about the baptism at first.
I don't care. I don't need all the details. I'm not concerned because it's your brother. It's just an example of a small conversation. We don't need the whole thing that has to do with it. It's my brother, okay? So I need to give you all of the details.
Yeah, the details of any conversation are important.
They're not. Not in the scheme of things. In the scheme of things, he's in a situation where he's a completely different person than you would expect. And if you ask him about it, he doesn't have any real response for you.
No, because he knows it's stupid and silly. He can't.
Nathan, don't let her pee. Maybe you should take her out real quick.
If she's sleeping, let her sleep, dude.
Yeah, but if she's sleeping, when she wakes up to go pee, he won't notice.
3 times we thought she was a nutcase.
Yep. There's crazy people all over the world. You're not smart enough to argue with parables? Yeah, sure. Paraboles. Blasphemy, the Holy Spirit is a sin. Blasphemy, the Holy Spirit is a sin that isn't forgiven. Fuck you and your God, your Jesus, all of it. You're a fucking moron if you believe that shit.
You've never said God damn it your whole life? Bullshit.
I mean, I don't care. The idea that me saying some blasphemous stuff is going to get counted. But what about all that child rape you're just watching happen?
Or the regular rape. Or the thieving. Or the, coveting what your neighbor has. Any of it.
Sure. I know you explained it real good. Now let me write that down in the New Testament. That's a good idea. The New Testament. A dissertation in Japanese metal folding. Praise the Lord. Read your comments, heathen. I'm a heathen. For the kids' sake, okay, send them to church. The priest will take good care of them. Right. It's just so fucked up. It's just so fucked up. Here we go. Oh, here comes Robert. We all know Robert says good things. The church is a good thing. They keep the 10 commandments, not straying neither to the left or the right of them. But I am broken. What the fuck? Religious people, it's like talking to a drunk child. They say stupid things. And it's like, can you just use normal words? Normal words. Like they're like, what? No. Just make regular arguments. Just speak normally. Your Y-O-U-R. Here comes a person calling me a heathen. Y-O-U-R. So angry. You need to get right with Jesus. Pry. P-R-Y. Why you are a atheist. I'll pray for you. If you believe prayers work even a little bit, if you are arrogant,
on this heathen.
Right, if you are arrogant enough to believe that the God of the universe stops what it's doing to listen to what you have to say. Like, don't waste it on this heathen, like she said. If you're going to pray about anything, you know, if God only answers one of your prayers out of every million, I don't want it to be the one about me. God doesn't answer prayers, actually. God answers tithing.
I want money. Money!
Well, God doesn't want money. God wants the church to have money, because God doesn't get the money. But if you're gonna, you know, if you're gonna take that chance, if you're gonna roll that die, then absolutely do not waste it on me. What you need to pray before you worry about anything that has to do with me is that the clergy stops raping children. Okay? Can we all agree that clergy raping children is probably more important than me saying blasphemous things?
Let's just go into the clergy for a second. Like, you guys honestly want these sexually and luxury deprived
Life deprived
men that just sit around and read a book all day to give you life advice and guidance?
You take marriage advice from a virgin?
Have you ever met just a regular person, not a clergy, you know, God devotee, just a person that does nothing but read all day? Have you ever tried having a conversation with somebody like that? They are the most socially awkward and like social cue missing individual ever. And then you want to throw in, don't be like worldly read, just read about God and religion. You want that person to advise you and your babies? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Like I say,
talk to that person in any social setting if they weren't wearing a robe. Ever. You would stay away from them.
How many virgins do you take marital advice from? Do you like go to middle schools and be like, hey, you guys are still virgins, right? What do you think I should do with my wife? Right? Like, if you know a guy and he's 30 and he's like, yeah, I'm still a virgin. Are you like, wow, that's really awesome, man. That's must be really difficult to have that sort of discipline. And wow, I just can't believe you. No. No. You go, what? How old are you?
But even
What's going on? What? Why are you
not having any life experience?
Yeah, but marriage advice wise, I'm saying. Like, for you to have no relationship experience whatsoever, to be giving people marriage advice based on a book supposedly written in 1611 by a tyrant king, where he gathered up all the religious transcripts, picked the ones he liked, and got rid of the ones he didn't, put together this book that's about something that happened 2,000 years ago. And you think that that has some sort of relevance on your life. It's relevant to your life in any sort of way. I said this before. If I asked you to dig a hole, and I said, here is a shovel from today, and here is a shovel from 2,000 years ago, which one are you going to use? Not just designed. It's actually from 2,000 years ago. So it's probably pretty brittle.
And probably fucking 80 pounds. They used steel.
No.
They had to pound.
They were little. They were small. I love when people say, your. One, I love when you get your yours wrong. I just can't tell you how delicious that is. But two, I love when people make it sound like there's something wrong with me for being angry at all of the pedophilia.
That woman you killed, Jack, that was an accident. And I know that you felt
Like, you guys are angry because two dudes might like each other, might love each other, might be a great couple, and
and be great parents and great productive members to society and all that, but because they're gay, they're bad. Yet when it comes to adult men raping children who happen to be boys, you know, gay rape, you don't want to talk about that part. You don't like that part. Oh, let's see. Yep, I am in my granny's basement. In her 2-story basement. Yep.
Basements typically have.
Yeah, sure, lady, but that's not even my name. The guy has his name say Robert, blah, blah, blah. So for people to call him Robert, oh, he got everyone.
That's funny.
Whoa, boy. Oh, man. I could tell you have never read the Bible. Yep. Says somebody whose profile name is Hustle Hard.
Yeah, please don't. He's
Hustle Hard.
Live so many times. Please don't. It's awful.
Yeah. Dude got a hairpiece from 1985. You think I got a hairpiece that looks like this? Sort of a
widow's peak and
right.
everything.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Not even a widow's peak. It's like a widow's like it used to be, but it's more like a widow's jagged edge at this point. Robert, not Robert. Yeah, sorry, Gladys. Gladys is still. Tell your girl stop rambling. She doesn't even sound educated one bit. That's Hustle Hard. Oh, man. You are... This person's so dumb that... Well, actually, I guess you got to give them the credit for being smart enough to know that they don't know which is the right your to use, so they're using the you are. Not hurting anyone's feelings, Karen. Sound like it. You sound pretty fucking upset.
The funniest part is you're coming on here trying to hurt his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know,
it doesn't
when he
work.
Responds to you, you're like, you're not hurting my feelings. I swear it. Okay.
Dude, it's miserable. I can tell they don't have Jesus in their hearts.
Then why are you...
Says the guy who's trolling.
Right.
You're so miserable in your life, you can't even do anything on your own.
I don't see anywhere where Jesus says you need to go and make fun of and tease and
or try to,
you know, random people that you don't like. Yeah, Jesus is a big proponent of that.
I mean, you know, these are this new age of, you know, these dumb say man, what's up, man? It's your boy, man. Brr. Those kids who then also be like, yeah, I'm all about that Jesus. It just goes to show you how stupid it is. But, you know, it's scary because you're seeing it. Like, I'm seeing a lot of race baiting going on for white people. Like, Erica Kirk is talking about white men are being, you know, attacked. And there's a lot of that going on. But there is so much bullshit going on, like, Jesus-wise. And the Jew versus, like, it's just so crazy how ignorant all of you Christians are to believe that, like, that the whole Israel, Jesus, like, that has anything to do with any of it. They use that shit against you. They created that shit to be used against you. Matt, what's up? Shut up. Yeah, the church doesn't support pedophilia. Right. The church doesn't support pedophilia. Does the church actively remove and go after pedophiles? When was the last time you heard about that? When was the last time you heard about the church cleaning house of all the pedophile stuff and then encouraging turning the guilty over to the police instead of keeping them in the non-extradition Vatican?
Right. Can you explain how that happened? That makes no sense. I don't
A
understand.
professional cornhole player and quadruple amputee informally charged with murder and multiple related offenses in connection with the deadly shooting that occurred. Why are you stopping me for this bullshit? I
Can you
don't
explain
care.
this to me?
I don't care. I don't care to even try to explain. I don't give a shit about stuff like that. That stuff is so...
It's on Fox. It's
Who
on-
gives a shit? What does that have to do with anything going on right now? It's interesting to you, so we should stop what we're talking about and talk about that? That's stupid. Who gives a fuck?
Jesus and Christians is an ongoing subject.
Okay, so in the middle of it, I should stop and talk about this dumb shit. Come on. That's unfair. That's rude, and you know it is. The church doesn't support pedophilia. Again, when do you ever see the church going at trying to fix it? Can you show me an example of the church standing against pedophilia? We're talking about one of the most powerful organizations in the world with more wealth than most, than anybody, really. If the church wanted to eliminate pedophilia, they absolutely could. And they absolutely could be lobbying the governments to do more about it. But there's nothing. Literally nothing. Just like the only time I've ever heard the church say anything about the Palestine situation was after October 7th, when they condemned the Hamas attack. Like, that's it. They're not fucking standing up for all the Christians. Why isn't the church up in arms about Lebanon right now? Lebanon's full of Christians. The Lebanese are very, very Christian. And Israel is attacking the shit out of them. Unfortunately, you can't prepare for the people's mistakes. You are throwing a blanket on the entire congregation being like that. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. If your entire congregation knows about this pedophile in your midst and does nothing about it and continues to feed that pedophile, yeah, it's guilty. But you guys are just the distraction. At the end of the day, the real enemy is the pedophile. I mean, it's all Judaism at the end of the day, so I guess it doesn't matter, but the pedophile system that is Judaism is a huge problem. You seem extra titled this morning. Yeah. Don't get trapped in the past. That's the biggest issue, though. That's how that works. That's what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to be trapped arguing about some bullshit, some fake bullshit that can't be proven one way or another. Anyway, it's all just bullshit. You're a grown man acting like that. Non-stop smoking pea-brain. Pry can't even, P-R-Y, can't even read the Bible. Why you hate, forgive me, Lord. I love how stupid you are, right? You think you can say all kinds of shit, but that as long as you say, forgive me, Lord, that makes it okay? Is that how that works? Like, Christians are just the dumbest of the dumb. And they love proving it for you. How come this dumb broad... I'm assuming this is a broad, right? Let's see. Oh, no, I guess it's Rashawn James. Oh, are you a black guy? Please tell me you're black, too. That's fucking awesome. Nothing worse than black Christians, man. Talk about fucking stupid. Because the black guy didn't research African religions and try to figure out all the shit going on in Africa and learn the history and then was compared the African religion to Christianity and was like, you know what? I think Christianity just makes more sense and I can debunk all of this. So, yep, I'm going to be a Christian. Nothing. Oh no, who got shot? Danny? Oh, yeah, I shush around. Let's see. Do you support Trump? Probably. I'm so hurted, double hurted. I best go study. Y'all should attend Mass Hole. See you there on Sunday. You put yourself on a live, though. You can't take the banter. Get off live. I'm a child of God. I will defend my... You realize, like, you're doing a terrible job, right? That's the best part is I encourage you to do what you're doing. I don't know where you get the I can't take it kind of shit. I love it. If I didn't want you here, I'm God to you. If I don't want you in this world, you won't be in this world. So I allow you to be here and speak freely. You should be grateful. Hey, you had to forgive. Become a forgive master. Don't be an asshole. Yeah, I'm going to be. Nah, they do housekeeping all right. The church rearranged the furniture brilliantly. Well, I mean, if you guys remember in 2018, when it came out that in Pennsylvania is broken up. It's all mafia. I mean, it really is mafia systems. You know, they have their different families and their different capos and their different this, that, and the others. And so Pennsylvania was broken up into 8 dioceses. Each section is called a diocese. And they're all... Is that the black dude?
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh. Each section is broken up into these and then each one of those has its own like main sort of cardinal or whatever, but then there's also like the cardinal over Pennsylvania, and then there's the cardinal over the whole East Coast and shit like that, right? So it came out that 6 out of the 8 dioceses were just riddled with pedophilia. And what it showed was that every time one of these situations would happen, these Pennsylvania churches would send the priest to another state, preferably pretty far away, other side of the country kind of shit, with no warnings, no nothing. They would just suddenly send them away, protect them. They didn't get in any trouble or anything. And at first, even the head cardinal over Pennsylvania was like, yes, we're looking into this creepy fucking guy. He looked like Golem with his fucking long fingers and his bug eyes. And I mean, he looks like what you would imagine a 60-year-old, 70-year-old virgin looks like. He just looks all, he looked like a monster. And it come to find out he had some shit against him. And when that came out, the story just went away. He was trying to smooth things over. Oh, looks like you have some shit in your past. All right, it's gone. Only reason it was 6 of 8 of the dioceses, too, is because 2 of those dioceses were Amish country. And Amish country, like that, they handle everything in-house. Amish country is full of pedophilia. Full of fucking pedophilia. Arranged marriages and all of the shit that you consider wrong by other religious standards. These white people can do it because they're doing Christianity and they're, you know. Jesus was like, as far as I want you to get is denim. When did Jesus wear denim?
Yes, during the course of our investigation.
Like, it's obviously a weird cult. It's not like they look like the people in you know, Palestine and shit with their goofy beards and their bowl cuts and all that shit. Hezekiah, Zebediah, Jebediah, Flebediah. They're just fucking weird. Love is patient. It is kind, not jealous or prideful. It does not boast, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Love is a 4-letter word, a sound, a noise, a click, a whistle that English-speaking humans have agreed love means a wide range of things. Oh, I love chocolate ice cream. I love my spouse. You saying you love your spouse and chocolate ice cream on the same level, or is there differences in the level of love? I love my wife differently than I love my children. You know, I love my wife and my children differently than I love my parents, my family. But we don't say that's love 1, love 2, love 15, love-ish, love, whatever. We just call it all love. Same thing with hate. Another 4-letter word, sound, whistle, click, that we all agree it covers a wide range of... Oh, I hate broccoli. I hate murder. Do you hate broccoli and hate murder on the same level? Like, it's all just fucking stupidity. And when people tell you, oh, don't say hate, don't have hate in your heart, how can you have any sort of relationship with love if you don't have a good relationship with hate? If you're not, like, well-versed and have a good relationship with your hate, how could you possibly be balanced? You can't tell me that I just don't have any hate in my heart. I just don't have hate in my heart. Must be nice to put your head in the fucking sand then, huh? You have to be a pretty selfish person to say you don't have any hate in your heart. If you don't hate what's happening to the Palestinians, you're a piece of shit. If you don't hate all the pedophilia, especially in the church, you're a piece of shit. Yeah. And I would love to see anybody come try to tell me why I shouldn't hate pedophiles. Go on, tell me. Tell me why hate's too strong of a word. By the way, if you're watching, like, share, and sub. We have 10 viewers and 10 likes. 2,500 plus subscribers. I know that totally makes sense, right? Like, share, sub. Help the fuck out. You know? If you need to share it with the heading, this guy's crazy, come tell him he's crazy. If that's what you need to do to protect yourself, do it. I don't care. Let's see. It works. It's like crossing your fingers behind your back. Oh, bro, easily rage baited. Definitely rage baiting. I am definitely raging out over here. You should see all the holes in the wall that I've punched. You ain't him. I ain't? Oh, then you should probably stop watching me. Oh yeah, I forgot that it says Chuck Norris. You guys know Chuck Norris is like a huge Israel supporter, right? Fucking A, I didn't know that shit. I knew I never got on the Chuck Norris bandwagon. I never understood that shit. You know, I get that it was kind of funny, the things to say. But of all people to use Chuck Norris, you know Chuck Norris is like the size of my wife, right? He you know, if Chuck was any sort of real badass, he would have proved it. He would have shown you. He was a fucking movie star karate guy. And I guess Chuck did have a history, you know, he did compete. But there's this interview that he's doing with, what the fuck is the guy's name? Oh, I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. The interview guy. I'm having this happen a lot lately. I'm wondering if it's me getting old. Where I like know the shit, but I just can't remember what the fucking name is. The interview guy. What the fuck? No. Cavett. Dick Cavett. That's it. He does this interview with Dick Cavett. And Dick Cavett's like, yeah, I had this martial arts master that this champion, This world that was kind of rude to me at one point. And Chuck's like, oh no, that didn't happen. And Dick's like, what? He's like, yeah, I know all of the masters, all of the world champions, and all the ones now, and even in the, I know them all, and none of them have the type of mentality that they would ever be rude to you. Like, really? That's your go-to? Chuck was just a bitch. He's a piece of shit. I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's fucking dead. Fuck that Israel supporting piece of shit. Like, seriously. At the end of the day, what Israel supporter have you seen that's made any sort of sense? Like, they always talk about how, you know, they support Israel and Israel's right to defend itself and all this other. What are you talking about? Like, they don't ever make like, well, the Israelis are this because of this and this. And it's basically a biblical claim to the land kind of shit. But outside of that, nobody ever has anything good to say about them. How they've helped the world, how they've made things better, how they're valuable to all of us. They literally just take. They take everything. They destroy. They squeeze every last bit of goodness they can out of something. And then they just toss it to the side. Think about how many actresses, beautiful, beautiful women, had the stars in their eyes. They were, in their small hometown from the time they were little. Everybody knew they were going to be a star, and they just shone, and they were so used to being somebody, And they go, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to Hollywood, and I'm going to give it a shot. And they get to Hollywood, and they break them down like pimps do. You say the right things when you need to, but then you just break them down and you use them and then you throw them away. I mean, there are so many like Gwyneth Paltrow's and Lindsay Lohan's and Angelina Jolie's and all these women that you go, wait, why'd you guys stop making movies? Why would you ever stop doing something that you love to do that brings you fame and fortune, that, it's your art form, it's your thing? It's the same thing with musicians. How come all of you musicians, for the most part, like in my situation, I'm poor. And I don't have access to the studio and all of the good stuff that all the good recording equipment and then the praise that comes from it. And I'm my band is old people, and we're producing a song every week. Every week for 2026, we want to produce a song. Who else does anything like that? Why do all these artists stop being artists? How come no artist out there is making Israel songs or war songs or... I mean, yeah, none of it's real anymore. I always hear this great shit about how Kendrick is so great, and I'm like, yeah, what? I think Eminem put out a pretty crazy song recently. But I don't know. I just, like at what point, like it's clearly not a conspiracy theory anymore. Who watches what Trump does? How does any human being alive not just support Trump, but even take the whole thing seriously? Like when I see these government agencies talking about, man, the people need to give Trump some leniency and what him and his family have had done to them over the last few years, and you just need to have some compassion and some understanding, and Trump is the greatest communicator to ever exist, and just you go, I mean, what are you doing? That's like saying Biden would have been the greatest basketball player. You know? Did you see the shit where Trump is literally talking about, does Elvis get treated better than I do? And then when it was brought up that he was a martial artist, Trump said, well, you know, could I take him in a fight? Was he real? Was he a real martial artist or just fake? And then he said, well, can I take him in a fight? Dude's almost 80 years old. Like, I know they try to shoot him from certain angles. Have you guys seen the latest footage of him playing golf? You know, while we're at war, shit like that. He's having a party at Mar-a-Lago, and he's golfing, and he's having a good old time. But have you seen this man swing a golf club? He almost looks like he's playing baseball. A good musician can make an inferior instrument sound good, but a shit musician can't make good equipment sound good. Okie dokie. I mean, we're just, I'm so confused by what everybody is like witnessing is or isn't witnessing. Like it's all just so fucking weird to me. You know, why are you so dumb? Don't you get bothered by it at some point? At some point, aren't you saying, hey, you guys, like, we deserve better than this? So, can you stop fucking treating us like this? Can you stop treating us like we're too stupid to see what's going on? Anyway, back to Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene. The apostle of apostles. Yeah. Mary Magdalene is regarded by believers as a historical figure, possibly from Magdala. She is seen as a prominent follower of Jesus, who was believed to have been healed by him, supported his ministry financially, and was present at his crucifixion and burial. She played a key role among his female disciples. Overall, there is limited information about her life. And yet people still believe it, man. Like, it's just so fucking strange. Pot, meat, kettle, says the dumb Jew. Right. What are you even trying to say? Like, you're not even coming, I don't think you don't know what that expression means. You're using it incorrectly. The Oompa Loompa is trying to turn my country into one big fucking golf course. Trying to. Apocryphal early Christian writings often portray Mary Magdalene as a prominent, spiritually insightful figure favored by Jesus, challenging traditional patriarchal norms. These texts have inspired modern reinterpretations of her role. During the patristic era, Mary Magdalene was mentioned only briefly by early church fathers, with her image evolving from a minor gospel figure to being conflated with other women in the Bible. Eventually, she became viewed in Western Christianity, largely due to Pope Gregory I's influential 591 sermon, as a repentant prostitute, despite there being no biblical basis for this portrayal. This is what you see every time you check out anything biblical. It's always the same thing. Well, this is the narrative, however, and this is what the Bible says, and this is what the story is, but, like, it's always the same shit. You know, we know what you meant there, Carol. The Eastern Orthodox Church has always viewed Mary Magdalene as a virtuous myrrh bearer and equal to the apostles, distinct from other biblical women. The Catholic Church historically conflated her with the repentant sinner in Luke 7, but later emphasized her role as the first witness to the resurrection and honored her as the apostle to the apostles. Many alleged relics of Mary Magdalene, including her skull, a piece of her forehead flesh, ew, a tibia, and her left hand are preserved in Catholic sites in France and Mount Athos, with notable displays and annual processions honoring them. That is fucking gross. A piece of her forehead flesh. Her bones. What, who came up with this silliness and how did they get people to do it? I mean, as soon as I said that, the video pops in my head of the, you know, the waiting room, the waiting room setup, where the woman walks into the waiting room and she sits down and it's full, and every like minute or whatever there's a beep, beep, and when the beep happens, everybody just stands up. They stand there for 5 seconds or whatever, and then they sit back down. And the first time it happens, the woman looks around and nobody pays any attention to her. Nobody says anything to her, nothing. But she looks and she's like, what the fuck? By the second time that beep happens, she's kind of like looking like, what the fuck? On the third beep, she's standing up. Once they get her to stand up, now they start emptying the room relatively quickly just to see what'll happen. By the time they get rid of all the other people, she's still doing it on her own. And then when somebody else comes in, and again, this person's a plant too, they ask her, hey, why are you doing this? She goes, I don't know. Everybody else is just doing it. I thought we had to. That's all it takes. I wrote that for the dunces with the dunce skull caps on. They're still doing it today. Preserved flesh. Exactly. They have a preserved piece of forehead flesh from 2,000 years ago, huh? Really? Really? Do you guys believe that? They don't preserve them now, they eat them. Yeah, they're pretty fucking gross. It's pretty fucking gross. But I worry that so much of this is being manipulated. You know, they're still manipulating everything. And they're you know, like how everybody is so focused on this Epstein jerky, flesh eating, you know, I've seen it portrayed by places like Mind Unveiled that Jeff was running a cult, that he was the cult leader, you know, all these sort of like, I mean, it reminds me, again, like I said before, it reminds me, they're running the same place. And instead of having a former FBI chief like Ted Gunderson control things by creating the satanic panic, we're seeing it again. Every single truther out there constantly refers to it as satanic child abuse. Satanic child abuse rituals. Satanic rituals. All of them. Nobody talks about them being Jewish rituals. They are successfully doing this again. And it bugs the shit out of me. You know? It's not a coincidence that all the satanic symbolism is just inverted Jewish bullshit. They don't even hide it that much. The star, it's the same fucking star, man. But you're seeing the cleanup operation happening in real time. You know, if they can put all of the attention on Trump, well, guess what? Not only is Trump's presidency supposed to be over in a couple years, but he's also gonna die soon enough. Any way you slice it, it's if they can make Trump the escaped goat,
If they can make Trump the scapegoat in this, then, it all just pans out the way they want it to. Back at war, blah, 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 all this shit. And then Trump, and you go, well, it's all died now, so. Oh, well, we gotta, we've got the stars. It's the famous people. It's the this, it's the that. You are not worth your time. Are you saying I'm not worth your time? Because you sure do come here a lot. You're fired.
From the old London bridge to the three little pigs, the truth lies in the lines of the grid. 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 Starting in the mid the Live Big Extract Company spent money. Picture cars, picture products.
Some secular historians agree, like Jesus, Mary Magdalene was a real historical figure. But, see again, this is what people believe, but this is based only on the early accounts of the Bible, with no other contemporary accounts. Nonetheless, very little is known about her life. Unlike Paul the Apostle, Mary Magdalene left behind no known writings of her own. She was never mentioned in any of the Pauline epistles or in any of the general epistles. The earliest and most reliable sources about her life are the three synoptic Gospels of Mark, Matthew, and Luke, which were all written during the 1st century A.D. Sure they were. Oh yeah, Matt's break's been long over. Well, no, usually his break starts about now. It must have been an early break today. So that's literally it. That's all you get, huh? Photograph taken in 1900 of El Majdal, a village standing among the ruins of Magdala, Mary Magdalene's hometown. This is a picture taken in 1900. Yeah. Mary Magdalene's epithet, Magdalene, probably means that she came from Magdala. Oh, that's what it probably means? Why didn't they call her Mary of Magdala then? That's what they used to do. Jesus was Jesus of Nazareth. He wasn't Jesus Nazarethianian. I just want to kirk all of our enemies. A village on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee, which was primarily known in antiquity as a fishing town. Mary was by far the most common Jewish name given. Mary was by far the most common Jewish given name for girls and women during the 1st century. So, it was necessary for the authors of the Gospels to call her Magdalene in order to distinguish her from the other women named Mary who followed Jesus. Why was everybody named Mary? I thought everybody was named Mary after, maybe they were named Mary after the Mary from the Bible they didn't know exists. Why was everybody's name Mary? The story being spun is just the web of lies we're cursed with. Every action has a purpose. Every story.
Mary was his favorite name.
No, Mary was by far the most common common Jewish name, Jewish given name for girls and women during the 1st century. Bet you didn't know Mary was a Jewish name. I bet you all assumed Mary was a Catholic name. Sister Mary this, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of Jesus. But again, I keep trying to tell you that Jesus was a Jew. Obviously, his mother was Jewish. Mary Magdalene, the Jewish girl. Why do you think you guys don't know this? Uh-oh. Why do you guys think that all of this is hidden from you? Right? Ask yourself this question. Why are all these stories like, this is your thing, this isn't my thing, I don't believe any of this shit. You who thinks you believe this, or who says you believe this, how come you don't know any of this shit?
On Israel, why didn't they seem to notice? Netanyahu has given full condolences, but know this: if anyone calls out the hopeless,
Although the Gospel of Mark, reputed by scholars to be the earliest surviving gospel, does not mention Mary Magdalene until Jesus' crucifixion. The Gospel of Luke 8:2-3 provides a brief summary of her role during her ministry. Weird that the Gospels wouldn't line up, even though they're all talking about the same thing, huh? Soon afterwards, he went on through the cities and villages, proclaiming and bringing the good news of the kingdom of God. Sounds like a Jehovah's Witness. Can you imagine? All these times you've slammed the door on somebody, that could have been the next Jesus. Are you prepared for Jehovah's return? Because if you not, I have this pamphlet here clear. Well, fuck you, half-dead motherfucker. Come on, sister. Come on, sister. Well, fuck you. God, that was the ugliest woman. She was the ugliest fucking woman.
Do you think that that's they cast for an ugly person?
I mean, her role was to be Fred Sanford's fucking
Punch dummy.
right. I'd rather kiss a snaggletooth jackass. I do it for my church. Huh? Her role was play the most stereotypical. Like, you have to think about this in so many different variations. If it's a black family, well then they have to have black people playing the role. But it's literally all Jews, the writers, the producers, and you hear about these stories of, like John Amos. John Amos was the father on Good Times. He was one of the stars of the show. And because he almost came to blows with one of the Jewish writers, they fired him. They sided with a writer over an actor because he was notoriously difficult to work with. He would consistently be like, no, we're not fucking doing that. We're not saying that. And if you notice, after he left, the show got way more stereotypical. Esther Roll was a similar thing, but she got brought back. Florida. I was going to say, who's uglier? Florida or Aunt Esther? You think Esther's uglier? I don't know, man. Esther's got that weird, two-face going on. But Florida is just giant head, barrel-shaped body, the weird boobs, if you can even, they look like moobs. And she was awful. Ugh. And of course, you didn't put attractive black women on TV. That's against the rules.
Even the daughter was ugly.
That's exactly why we're at where we are. You only need one of these. But because you want to pack it with as much as you can, we're going to be out. Sorry.
But so you have these actors who are refusing to do things because these Jews think it's going to be funny. Let's have them do this. Let's have them say this. Let's have this happen. This is what it's like growing up in the hood. Like, think about the ridiculousness of a bunch of rich Jewish kids writing a sitcom about a black family in the projects. What are they basing it on? Other than stereotypes, what are they basing the show on? I mean, I love watching it nowadays because it's so fucking bad. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing redeeming about it. Literally nothing. It's all just cringy, stereotype, like, just gross. And think about it. You know, that show, Good Times, is about good times. It's called Good Times. And most of the early episodes especially revolved around, hey, things might get better. And then by the end of the episode, it's like, oh, well, we are black people in the project, so I guess we should have never thought things were going to get better. Oh, JJ is going to get another opportunity to paint something. Oh, well, something screwed up will happen. Guess we're in the projects forever. There was one episode that always stands out to me. And it starts off with, it's wintertime, or at least it's cold, and the heat isn't working in the building. And everybody's cold and they're bitching. And then the reoccurring joke in the episode that day is that because the elevator's broken and they live on such a high floor that everybody that comes in the door, because, you know, they didn't lock their door in the projects. Everybody just walked in and out of their house like it was nothing. They were just friends with Bookman, with the janitor. You guys know in black neighborhoods, the janitor and the people they're all just buddies. Janitor comes over to get fucking food all the time and hang out, and they call him Booger, and they make fun of how fat he is, and it's so funny in the Section 8 household. And then the alderman who's an asshole, and I mean the show is just awful, but everybody's upset because the heat isn't working, the building just sucks. This, that, and the other thing. And it turns out Michael had written a paper for something for his school, but it got picked up by the newspaper. And it was about how difficult it is to be in the projects and how bad things are. And of course, James is mad at Michael for doing this, for some fucking reason. There's actually an episode where James spanks another kid. And everybody acts like it's a good thing. Like, one of the funniest jokes, the running jokes in the whole thing is like, you know, they do something and dad threatens violence and they go, oh yeah, oh sorry dad, we know how bad you kick our asses. And that shit's just hilarious over and over again, right? But so for some reason James is mad about it, but it turns out that, and it's the weekend, or it's about to be the weekend or something, but there's also two rival gangs are in the middle of a turf war. So everybody is sort of confined to the building because they don't want to go outside and have something bad happen to them. And again, everybody that comes in the house is like, oh, man, did you guys know? And then everybody will turn and be like, the elevator's out. So towards the, you know, at the third act sort of conflict sort of happens when a Jewish guy, but I don't think he's Jewish, I think he's just white, but he's one of the city councilmen or something like that. He was sent to come check things out, and he gets up, he gets to the house, and he's going, ooh, ooh, ooh. And they go, did you know? Ooh, and they say, yeah, the elevator's out. And he's like, he can barely walk, and he goes and he sits down, and he's like, why is it so cold in here? And they're like, because the heat don't work, along with this, and this is how we live, and blah, blah, blah. And that's when it turns out that the gang war is happening. So now this guy is going to be stuck at this. He can't leave the house. He's worried that if he leaves, he's going to get caught up in the gang war. So, and he's terrified because he's fucking apes he's got to go live with. He's terrified. He doesn't know what it's like to be in their midst. So different things happen, and he's so shocked. He can't believe these conditions, and he's gonna do something about it. And he just can't believe how wonderful they all are, and how they're just making such good times out of bad. And then towards the end, they're all gonna sit down for dinner. And again, this is a Jewish guy who was such a staple in 80s and 90s TV shows. Like, I can just picture his doofus face from so many different things where he was a dad or something. I don't know his name or anything, but they're like, all right, well, we're gonna sit down for dinner, so you're welcome to join us. And he's like, what do you mean eat black people food? Like, he's scared of it. And he's like, well, what is it? And they're like, oh, just some collard greens and some black-eyed peas and some other black people shit, right?
Chitlins. They serve them chitlins.
They might have been eating chitlins that night. I think you're right, too. I think they did go all out with it. And so he sits down, and he's got a bite of, I think even the chitlins is on his fucking fork, and he's like shaking, and it's like flapping as he's going to put it in his mouth. And just before he puts it in his mouth, not Thelma. Is it Thelma? No, Walona. Walona comes busted in like she always does. Hey, girl. Oh, girl. Did you know? Like, she comes in and she walks in and she goes and she says something by the table. She goes around the back of the couch and she leaves. That's her role in the early show. She becomes, once both the parents leave the show, and the show is now about the three kids and the neighbor lady and her adopted daughter, Janet Jackson, who wasn't even, like, she was a friend's kid who she didn't want her anymore. She went out and got money, and she was abusive, and so Janet just started living with Walona, and she's, I love you, baby. You're my baby. I love you. Oh, it's so bad. The later episodes, when they start doing like talent shows and shit, it's just so bad. But she comes in and she's like, oh, girl, didn't you hear? The turf war is over and everything's safe and you can leave if you want to. And he's like, bam, he puts the fork down real quick, and he's like, all right, well, I really appreciate everybody coming through, or I really appreciate all your hospitality, blah, 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 and I will make sure that this gets put through the proper channels, and it goes to whoever needs to get to, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, well, when can we expect to hear from you? And he goes, oh, it shouldn't be too long. 6 to 8 months at least. And he closes the door. And they're like, oh, well, looks like we're just black people in the projects. Good times. And that's it. That's the fucking show. It's just so irritating. It's so irritating. And again, this was the show that was, like all of these shows, they're all made by Jews. Do you know that Sanford and Son was slated to be like one of the most popular shows? It had become a juggernaut. And because of that, Red Fox was like, hey, I am fucking Sanford. Like, it's me. I'm the show. And they were like, no, you're not. We're the ones that make the show good. And Fred's like, and Red's like, no, I'm the guy. Listen, I just want a quarter ownership of it. I want to be able to make some money. This is my creation. I just want a quarter, just a quarter of it. And instead of giving their star a quarter of the show, and then they all made a shit ton of money for years because of it, they called his bluff. And they made episodes of Sanford and Son with just Son and Grady. This is what spun off into Grady having his own. Grady wasn't funny at all. Grady was dumb. Grady was a good foil for Fred because he was dumb and in short doses. But instead of, it's like Barry, right? Instead of lowering Barry's interest rate and then having a guy that will take care of your house and live there forever and pay his bills and all that, instead of lowering it from a 27% interest rate, which he should have never had in the begin with, but they took advantage of this young black man, when the housing market tanked and houses were being sold for $1, he was like, can you just knock me down to like 12%?
He's paying like $600-$700 to live in that piece of shit.
Right. It was insane. But he loved it. He loved his house.
Little 2-bedroom piece of shit.
And instead of lowering the rate for this guy, they took it from him. They showed up one day, took his 3 dogs, killed them.
4 dogs.
3.
He had 4 dogs. They killed 3 of them and he kept the one. He got the one out.
And now the house doesn't exist anymore. It's just an empty fucking. It was a tombstone forever.
Yeah, they took forever to knock it down.
Right. He left and nobody else moved. The guy kitty corner to him used to come out and would like shoot his gun off and shit when people would come in and try to strip the house because he was hoping the house would survive. Eventually he just planted trees. So the intersection, right? Barry's house is here. His house is here. He planted trees all right here. So now he just can't even see it. That's what he had to do. It's all fucking nuts. And it's like, it's all not, it all didn't just happen. It all wasn't like, holy shit, I can't believe this is how this all just happened to work out. I wish there was something that could have been done. It was all engineered. It was all orchestrated. Like, again, with Barry's house, what sense did it make for them to get nothing? They could have just made less money, but at least made some money.
They did that with my house.
Right, they did that with everybody. Like, what the fuck? At least with your house, though, it got sold. With Barry's, it turned into nothing. Somebody still has to pay the taxes on that property.
It sat empty for 2.5 years before it sold. They paid taxes on that expensive property for 2.5 years before they sold my house for less than half of what it was worth.
I mean, it's like, it's like here in Detroit, one of the big issues is delinquent water bills, right? And so if it's a monopoly, 1, and 2, if you don't pay your shit, they will cut your shit off relatively quickly. You can be like a month or 2 late and then you're just fucked. And the only programs that exist to help you need you to provide them with a shutoff notice before they'll help you. You can't say, hey, I'm a couple $100 behind. Can you help me so I don't get to a crazy point? You have to wait to provide them with a shutoff notice, and then they decide if they're going to help you. They might not. So now you're just way fucked because you let it go so bad to try to get the help. Like, it's such a fucking racket, right? But we're talking about people that are maybe down $100, $200, $300 on their water bill. And remember, the water system is just a loop. We're not like losing water. There's not like, you can't waste water. You just can't. You could leave your sink on all day. It's just going to go through the fucking loop. All that water that comes out of your sink has been pissed and shit in by everybody in this fucking entire area. Hundreds, thousands of times. It just gets clean. They just clean all the piss and shit out of it. All the dead animals, all the periods. They just clean all the puke.
The fish.
All of it. They just clean it all out, right?
How many fish have people flushed over the years?
Animals, fucking, you know, people flush all kinds of crazy shit. People are stupid. But it's all just a loop. You know, whether you turn the faucet on or not, it's a water loop that your house is connected into. When you open up your part, it just comes out. When you close the part, it just stops coming. But it's not like, oh shit, they turned on their faucet. Now we got to pump more energy in to provide them with their water. No, it's the same thing with the electrical grid. You're not using the power. It's not like they have like 47 units of power for everyone. And if you use more than your 47 units, then somebody else has to lose some of it. That's not how it fucking works. It's just power. Your house is connected to the power. You click it on, this light turns on. You click it off, the light turns off. It's not, the illusion is that it wastes it and all that shit. And it's only that way because they charge us for it. They put meters on the shit and then they charge you. But here in Detroit, especially, there will be large buildings that don't pay their shit. And they're hundreds of thousands of dollars in the rears. And nothing happens to them. There'll be, when we had a house, our old house in Detroit, one day, we were like, what the fuck is that noise? It's that weird ass noise. Finally figured out that the house next door, that was a tombstone, of course, had one of the pipes had burst, and the water was just squirting out. You could hear it. That shit leaked for weeks.
It did.
We called them and called them and called them.
In the meantime, you're charging us a shit ton for water, and the fucking neighbor's house is gushing water.
And at least our water went back into the loop. Their shit was just leaking out. At one point, it had filled up the backyard. I don't remember how long it took for them to actually come shut it off.
Oh, a while.
I actually think somebody in the neighborhood shut it off at the street.
Oh yeah, didn't Sean do it?
Somebody did. Somebody shut it off at the street because I don't think they ever did come.
Sean did it. No, Sean did do it because remember they did eventually come.
I worked all the time, so.
And they were like, how did the, who shut this off? I was like, I don't fucking know. I thought you guys came.
I mean, you guys saw the fire hydrant I filmed. The first day I filmed it was like 3-4 days after I had seen it. It had been leaking, and it wasn't leaking. It was squirting a stream of water out, 10 feet from the fucking hydrant.
So who got billed for that?
Right. And that shit just
Let her out!
Let her out! That shit was just squirting out for days. It wasn't until I made my second video that it fucking ended, that they stopped, somebody came and, brought a wrench to, the first day I made the video, the most fucked up part of it, I can't believe how I missed this. As soon as I clicked stop on the recording, a cop drove by and was looking right at me, holding my phone, looking at him. You can see the cop in my live video. Well, you can see me looking at the cop and talking about the cop in my live video. But the whole thing is just, it's like, again, Ange said it. Who gets billed for that shit? Water bills for the deceased. Also,
It's all fucking nuts, man. We don't live in a society that's geared towards our best interest. I mean, seriously, who supports war with Iran? Who thinks that's a good idea? Who thought it was a good idea? Like, I know there are a lot of you that are like, no, we gotta support the troops and blah, blah. Sure. But you support the idea of troops being sent there to begin with? Like, I can only assume if you support Iran, or the war in Iran, it's because you know nothing about what's going on. Nothing. Because if you just spend like 5 minutes on it, you'll see that it's all Netanyahu and Israel bullshit. It has nothing to do with us. Iran kicks ass, and they did what again? They did nothing. Like, they didn't even bother to orchestrate a false flag this time. I think it's fucking nuts how gas prices are so fucking high and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's like, hey, Trump, remember how you were like, don't worry.
Do you remember when the
We
gas
have-
prices went up when Biden was in office?
Of course, that was all everybody
Fuck
talked.
Biden. Buy all the stickers.
It's all
on
Biden's fault.
stickers on all the gas pumps. Biden did this.
Right.
Pointing at the
Right. Yeah, I remember that shit. Right.
Yeah. Why aren't people doing that with dickhead?
It's not even happening. It's way more expensive than it ever was with Biden.
Yep.
It's way more expensive. $3.60, $3.80 a gallon.
$3.89 up the street.
I drove past a place that was $3.60 today. Should have filled up.
No, Mondays. Oh yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays. So today I was gonna.
Like, it's... And again, the thing is, when Trump got the gas prices down to like $1.25, and it lasted for like 2 months, everybody hung on to that for years. As she said, when they were talking about, like, when the 2024 election came around, people were like, look, it's Biden's fault that gas and food prices. Trump's going to lower the gas and the food prices. Biden made the gas prices so high. Trump had them down to $1.25. And I can remember saying to people like, yeah, but by the time Biden took office, they had already gone back up. Why do you forget that part? They were only real low for a couple of months. And at that time, Trump said, we have oil reserves for the next 25 years. We are completely independent of foreign oil. We don't need any foreign oil. We have enough supplies to last 25 fucking years and keep the prices down. Where is that shit? In the Bible, it is said that God told us, for I have loved with you, and everything. I mean, again, this doofus is so dumb, he can't even have conversations outside of the Bible. He just keeps coming back to the same dumb shit, because that's all he has. Like, he's one of those dumbasses that walks around with a Bible with a bunch of highlighted pages and scriptures and
Clipboards.
little posted notes everywhere and shit. Like, these guys are just, they're dumb, and the reason they do it is not to help educate anyone else. It's their way of maintaining their own dumbass beliefs. Right? If they didn't constantly, if they didn't constantly have this reference to go back to and then try to fit things in with and make it all sound like it works, they probably wouldn't believe it. I mean, I honestly don't think many I think all these people that claim to be Christians, they're not. I mean, like, I don't think people believe what they say, you know? I think you put a gun to people's heads and you were like, I'm gonna blow your fucking head off if you lie to me about this. You know, do you really believe in God and the Bible and Jesus and all that? Do you really believe in the Bible? And I don't think people do. Like, anytime there's a female that comes on here and starts running her fucking mouth, it's like, so you don't believe in the Bible then, right? It's not me. You get mad at me all you want for pointing it out, but it's the Bible that says, 1 Timothy 2:12, I permit no women to have authority or to teach or have authority over a man. She is to keep silent. Don't get lost on your way there. Jesus could help you. What are you even talking about? Do you see like how fucking insane you sound? So stupid. You are so stupid. If Jesus could do anything for me, anything whatsoever, why doesn't Jesus pay a little visit to Netanyahu? Pay a little visit to Trump and be like, hey, you're an asshole. Stop doing all this. Be the leader we all need you to be. Nothing about war. Nothing about segregation. Nothing about any of that shit is in the book. So Mills is a dumbass. I don't know anymore, man. Like, I'm just watching this shit play out. I'm watching all of the truthers bury the truth. Every single one of these motherfuckers that talks about satanic pedophilia, satanic ritual abuse, anything like that, they're doing a disservice to the truth. They're gonna end up hiding it again behind some sort of satanic panic bullshit.
Great night, bro.
I started looking at this the other day. I forgot. TANIC. Ooh, that's what it is. That's what I'm missing. Satanic panic is a moral panic consisting of over 12,000 unsubstantiated cases of satanic ritual abuse, SRA, which is sexual ritual abuse, but they you know what I mean? See how they do that? They hide it behind the same thing. Sometimes known as ritual abuse, starting in North America around the 1980s, spreading throughout many parts of the world by the late 1990s, and persisting today. The panic originated in the 80s, in 1980, with a publication of Michelle Remembers, a book co-written by Canadian psychiatrist Lawrence Pasder and his patient and future wife, Michelle Smith. Her name was Michelle Smith. Right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Her brother was John Smith. Her dad was John Smith. Her mother was Michelle Smith. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh? Of course she does. Of course she does. Have you taken her out? When?
Just now.
Okay. Sometimes you got to take her out there and just leave her out there. Hey, psst, 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 stop it. Or you got to walk her out and she'll do. What you doing?
No, all she was interested in.
You know what? I'm gonna go because this is better. So you guys have yourself a great day. Go get all your free downloads. Go check out all the receipts in the description. And most importantly, what should they do there, Nathaniel? What was that?
Pedophiles kill yourself.
What was that?
Pedophiles kill yourself.
Pedophiles kill yourself. Bye. Define the